Thanks, Austin. Over to you. So multi-agent voice restoration. That's the secret. But I guess as we jump into it, Vincent, over to you for a quick intro about who you are. Nice one. Finally, Mondeep Chakravarti here. I'm part of the Agentics Foundation London chapter, one of the volunteers along with yourselves. So my journey has been in technology enablement and change. I'm here more as to hear from yourselves about this topic about how and when or what form of applications using AI and agentics we have seen in fields of hearing, basically enabling solutions to restore voice. I think that's the main topic here, so I will keep it to that. On that note, I guess, should we pass the baton over to you, Arsun, to talk about your friend? What is ALS? Could you explain for those who may not be aware, what is ALS? Okay. I was actually sharing I think you have the story of Richard on your website, right? Um, Vincent, John Murray, Ben's, like any thoughts from what you have hearing at the moment? So that's very inspiring. I mean, I love this thing. Richard answers, right? I really love this. I can no longer talk, but then he answers. So tell us a little bit more. Like, I can see that he types using a special software. And then I'm presuming you are hearing his voice back. So just talk us through. Maybe do you have something to show us? Like, what does it mean? So I was doing some kind of taking an inspiring story that you shared. I was doing some learning myself yesterday evening, and I learned that I guess there are two paths to whole voice restoration using AI. The first one being, if I can pronounce this correctly, speech neuroprosthesis, which involves either electrodes on the top of the brain, the cortex area, or effectively what is known as, may I actually go across to this particular tab here, putting something microelectrode arrays. Basically, they are screwed into the tissue layer of the brain, and it therefore is able to read the signals better. And there has been a lot of research that have gone in this space over in the primarily, as I can understand, in the US mainly. And the second part is obviously AI voice, mainly in the US. Yeah, I stand corrected. And the second part being AI voice prosthesis, right? Before I go into this, I guess this one is invasive to a greater extent. And it, as I understand, it's still research dependent. It's still in clinical trials mainly. The second part, yes, please. Please, okay, I'll throw this out to the audience, I guess. Any questions, any comments from anyone on this so far? I think probably we are going forward into the next phase here, which I come to shortly, Benz. But your point about Arsene about the hybrid or in between way. So I guess I'm showing only two approaches. One is the invasive neuro kind of arrays or electrolytes, right, to work with patients with severe paralysis. And as I understand, it is some time away for it to be effective entirely. The other one being voice cloning or prosthesis, which if I move across to my other screen that I was on before, it is a commercial reality, which is basically we are using pre-existing audio samples of people's high fidelity voice to create a replica. And is this basically, so I'm just trying to, my question really to you, Jean-Marie and Arsene, is like, where does silence stand? Is it primarily this aspect that you kind of are mastering at this point in time, or you're doing some work in the BCI aspects as well? Yeah, I mean, feel that's appropriate will be helpful to the audience. Yeah, please do. Could you Lovely. Could Arsen, you ping on the chat the name of the surgeon and the particular company that you mentioned, so we will uh, after the bit. Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. I guess what we can do from here on, I am wondering is, do you want to show any of the voice recovery clips or demos? I understand you have had quite a lot of excitement in France, in the national TV as well. If you would like to show something, please feel free to show. Of course, it is. Yeah. We can hear you, yes. So would you like to share your screen, or how would you like to? Yes, please do so. I can stop sharing mine. Yes, we do see a black screen. Always the demo gods at play. That was I was just saying it's always the demo gods who come. Or if you want me to play, if you ping the link on the, you have it there, is it? Okay. Is it the, could you put it on the chat again and I'll copy paste it? Okay. I think something, what can you see on your screen? Do you see a black screen still? Am I sharing my screen? Now, help us understand. So I'll go slow this time. I'll switch off the video sound. You can talk us through what has happened here. So what happened there? So let me play that again. Is that a doctor of Richards? Okay. So she called you, or she gave you a recording of her voice? Right. So just in the context of this 36-second of footage, right? The way I am hearing, and pardon my French, I'm still learning French. I learn more French from you. So as I hear here, we're having a real life conversation with Richard's doctor here, if I have understood the video correctly. Is that correct? Let's listen to that. Let's listen. If I, is that the digital twin of her voice? So that's a real voice. Let's hear that. Now you're going to play the clone. Okay. So that's the clone voice being played. Exactly. So you basically took the clip of the individual. So what you are saying, if I go back to the picture I was showing here earlier on, which is here, you have effectively taken the clone of the voice of the user, a few seconds, right? And then you are therefore able to, so your Richard, for example, when we look at your video previously, which is, I think, somewhere here, this tab, he is typing, he's basically typing words, right? Using some specialized software. So that obviously translates into the speech as we heard you live. So if I, okay. I have a few questions that I'll pause and pass on the mics to Vincent as well, and John Marie as well, if you have any comments so far or questions. Nice. How about again, Vincent, any comments before we move forward from you? I think you're raising a very pertinent point about the whole consent and provenance. I think is what you are talking about. Like, how do you know? I guess what's been your learning on this? I think John Marie and Arsene, like, I mean, what's your feed? I think words of wisdom for those of our who are fascinated by what we are seeing here today. What's been your learnings? So I guess we touched upon some. I guess before I go, Ben's any views from you? Any final thoughts on this topic? Um, I will come to this multi-language topic in a moment, but I am kind of wanted to dig a little bit deeper under the hood about focus, if I have got the term correct. If it is not, then I stand to be corrected. But could you tell us a little bit about your architecture? Like, I mean, how's been your journey? Like, so obviously we understand what we do, what you do, but like, what is it like? There is model training, obviously you have touched upon it just now, but broadly, what's the architecture? Okay. Thank you for sharing the details. What I seem to have heard from you is obviously one of the biggest, I think, the value additions like you are providing is the personalized care and experience and validation, because every person is different. I think that is where the real value comes. But I'm also hearing, and I stand, for you to let me know if otherwise, is that if someone today, like Benz, you or anyone else listening here, wants to create something similar from an experimentation, validation point of view, there would be certain foundational open source, I can bedrock available for everyone. But I guess that is not enough. That is just the bit to get it to a stage. But the biggest value comes from in your community, in your language, in your way of talking, the dialect, the inflections, and then how do you make sure that the models are fine-tuned to reflect that is where the biggest last mile really is, right? It's not creating the platform. And just to finish up this conversation, what would be these foundational models or open source tooling that anyone interested could kind of go into? Yeah, please. Thank you. Lovely. Conscious of time, I think we were not going to go into the details of this, but I guess I wanted to perhaps, Benz, with your permission, bring some of the work you are doing into the mix to see if that's something you might want to quickly touch upon, especially Serve AI, and how you have made use of it, because I believe it may be something that might spark some interest. So what I will do, I'll take 30 seconds to introduce and probably pass it on to Benz to see if these two topics of speech reconstruction and I guess translation services are congruent. So I'm going to quickly switch across my screen. Is Have you come across Sarvam.ai? This is a sovereign model from India. So as you may be familiar with, there are over, I mean, I can't even count how many languages there are in India, probably 1,500 or so languages, of which they have supporting effectively 22 official languages. So Ben's, and I think I'm going to pass this on to you, Ben, to talk this through, what this is. Yeah, and I'm the reason I brought this up is I was thinking like this is Hungarian data set. All of the sources that you see here that it is responding on is Hungarian, right? But this language is because I'm from Assam, so I can read this. This is grammatically correct. It's all accurate, effectively. And I'm just thinking here, like your voice work. Is this something perhaps you might want to experiment with to relay what you are doing into potentially inflections in the languages in India or other developing world? So it's probably just a thought out there, but I thought I'll just bring it out and leave it at that. But Sarvam AI, again, Benz, you had some, I haven't used Sarvam AI, but you have used it extensively. So what's your kind of 3 things you say about it? Nice. On that note, I think we are 7:03. We started at 6:05, so we got 2 minutes for our start. It's been quite uh, enlightening for me. I think we haven't really managed to go through some of the research from some of the universities. I can put that on the chat, but I guess in the last couple of minutes, should we just remind everyone about how we all came together, which is Agentic's foundation. And like obviously Benz and I are part of the London chapter along with Vincent, and Vincent also initiated the French, or is it the Paris chapter with us and yourself and John Marie? Is it a French chapter or is it the Paris? Right. Nice. And I just wanted to, I guess, just remind everyone, obviously we'll have a similar French chapter website as well. And Benz and I will work with you. But this is the London chapter website. And if anyone wants to, so that's london.agentix.org. And if anyone wants to get involved, just click that link. We would love to get to hear from you, actually. And then hopefully, we run sessions every other Wednesday about member spotlight, showcase, etc., and we can learn from one another. So I just wanted to share this, but I guess on that note, any final comments, questions, thoughts from anyone here? Nice. And by the way, I think we must remind everyone that we're going to run this every week now for the next few weeks, right? This session, we're going to have this dialogue amongst ourselves on different topics. So today we talked about brain-computer interface with restoration. We touched a little bit about translation services. We will need to come up with a new topic for next Monday at 6 p.m. BST, which is 7 p.m. French time. And I guess we're going to continue that for the next few weeks. So just calling that out. On that note, thank you all. Love the conversation. You have a great evening. Bye-bye.